Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today, a very exciting video. I finally found a new product to review. It's been very dry out here, no new launches or anything at the drugstore that's available to us. So I've just been biding my time, trying to use the makeup that I have to still put out content for you guys. But finally, we found something. So I don't normally like to do one product reviews, but unfortunately, like I said, there haven't been a whole lot of launches. And honestly, if you guys see anything that you would like to see me try, please pop it down below and I'll try and do that. I'm going to start a series as well where I do full faces, so comment down below what you want to see. But today, I don't know how new this is, but I did see it on TikTok. So we have the Essence I Heart Flawless Skin Foundation, which is supposed to be matte and full coverage. It says long wear and SPF 20 in it. However, I'm wondering if these are actually the same foundations, just in different packaging, because I've seen them do that with mascaras. When I swatched this on my hand, it actually smells exactly the same as this one and sort of has a similar texture. This one is a little bit more like chunky, where this one's a little bit more smooth. I'm thinking it might be the same product. Today we're going to do a wear test with this. I think maybe about 10 hours we're going to aim for. And then tomorrow I will give you my full review as well as try them side by side. So I got mine in the shade 110 medium beige. This one is in the shade 40 soft almond. So we'll compare them tomorrow. The claims on this foundation is supposed to be high coverage for an even matte finish, a foundation that stays on long. They haven't stuck out their neck and just given us a wear time. They've actually just said it wears for a long time. It has 20 SPF. It also just says on the website, despite its light texture, the Essence I Love Flawless Skin Foundation is fully opaque and creates a natural matte finish. Without clogging the pores, the formulation stays on longer and also protects the skin with SPF 20. So no actual claims. They've kind of just vaguely said what they feel the foundation is, which is quite worrisome in my opinion, just because they kind of just throwing it out there and hoping something will stick. So if you've been on my channel before, you'll know that when I do test new foundations, we'll do one side with a sponge and one side with a brush. So we'll do the same today. I'm going to start, I think, with the sponge application, but let me just pop my fringe back. I'll just put my headband on after. So giving it a good shake. Just going to pump some out on the back of my hand. Like I said, I did swatch it on my hand and it does oxidize. So that's why I got the color medium beige. It looks like close to my skin color, but I think it will darken up. So just grabbing my sponge. It's very thick. I do also have some primer on and just my usual Project Pan primer. So a little bit does seem to go a long way. I just dipped it in a little bit in that. I haven't worn a fully matte foundation in a really long time, so I'm interested to see how I feel about it. But as you can see, as always with Essence, it's very orange. So this is what the side with the sponge is currently looking like. Not too bad. I thought it would look a lot drier, but it doesn't look that dry. I wouldn't say it's a natural finish, in my opinion. It is pretty matte. Always on my nose, you can see how it looks, but in my pores as well, it's not too terrible, but I'm interested to see if it does help with the longevity. So far, it doesn't look terrible. I'm gonna just pump out maybe half a pump, and I'm not sure if you can see there, but you can see the oxidation there. Half a pump, and then we'll use the brush on the other side. For some reason, I think the brush is absorbing a little bit more product, so another little baby pump just for my forehead. That's what it's looking like all over the face. I honestly don't have a preference. I feel like it looks basically the same on both sides with the brush and the sponge. I don't think the method of application matters. I don't mind the finish. I actually think it looks pretty nice on my skin. My nose is a problem, so we'll ignore that today. But I think it looks really nice. I do feel like it's just this in another form, but tomorrow when we try them together, we'll be able to figure that out. So far, I think that looks really nice. I'm gonna go and finish the rest of my makeup. I will show you the final product and then we will start our wear test. Okay, girlies, so this is the finished look. So notes. I don't like the way it's looking on my forehead. It's kind of sitting in my pores. I don't know if it was the powder because I didn't notice it before the powder. Obviously my nose looks terrible, and then just the general around my mouth, which most foundations do that if my skin's not absolutely loving life right now. It doesn't look terrible though, especially from afar, but you can definitely see the difference between the color. It's 100% oxidized. I'm gonna, like I said, wear it for about 10 hours and I will report back. So it is now 10 to 12. So let's give it 3 hours because that's normally when my oils would come through. Oh, the difference is very stark from my neck because I do have more of a yellow undertone, especially during winter, but yeah, not great. That's all I have to say. But yeah, it's just I don't know why I keep saying, but yeah, the part of my forehead right there is just the worst part of it, but I could wear like my bangs down. Other than that, I think it's looking all right. So I'll go off and come back in 3 hours. Okay, time for a quick check-in. It is now 14:58, so 3 hours, and as per usual, we're oily on the chin and around the nose, but generally speaking, it's not as bad as it normally is. Like, especially with the more serum foundation, I tend to break up a lot more, but the shine is starting to come through. I'm not going to touch up or anything. I'm just going to leave this and for maybe the next 3 hours, pop in again, let you guys see it, and then at the end of the day again. I probably won't voice my opinion because I don't like to do videos when everybody's home. Probably just show you guys my face and then I'll give you my final thoughts tomorrow. But this is what we're looking like 3 hours in. My lights are on full brightness so you can see the reflectiveness. The only part I really don't like is obviously my forehead again. I don't know why it looks so weird, but it's not oily. My chin is looking very cakey. I don't know if you can see it. It's looking very, very cakey there. And then my forehead, I'm not sure if this will show up on camera, but it's just looking very pitty, like I do normally with most matte foundations, but this is what we're looking like 3 hours in, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm just using a handheld little tripod because I'm filming a book video, but as you can see, the makeup hasn't changed much. I did have a bath and I did a workout, so I think it's looking pretty good. So this is 6 hours in. Don't know if there's a shadow falling across my face because it looks that way, but still the oiliness there on my chin, but nowhere else. I think it looks pretty good for 6 hours. It is also raining really hard outside, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, I'm gonna check in another 3 hours, which will take us to 9 hours. Or maybe I'll just go for another 4 hours and then check in just before I wash it off and show you guys what that looks like. But I think it looks really good actually, and I'm quite impressed. Good morning everyone. So as you saw last night, I wore the makeup for 10 hours and just a couple of wear notes. It does get oily after a while, as I always do in my T-zone. So chin and around the nose were probably the worst areas. The rest of the face actually looked pretty good, if you'll be able to see, but I have like the startings of like irritation or a breakout starting over here. Also on my forehead here, it started to itch a little bit, and that's normally a sign that I've been wearing my makeup for too long. So 10 hours is a little bit too long for me personally. That is basically what I have to say. I don't think it's a bad foundation. Like I said, I have sensitive skin anyway, so I've said that in previous videos, not in this video, but I do have a quite sensitive skin. Not the most sensitive, but definitely sensitive to smells and stuff like that. I think if you were wearing this for about 6 hours, that would be great, maybe even 8 hours, but I think 10 was pushing it. It just says long wear. There's no actual claim for, you know, how long you can wear it. It doesn't have any infusion of skincare, so I guess it just sits on top of the skin, in my opinion. As promised, today we're gonna put them together. The shades are slightly different. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see. This one looks like it's got a more yellow undertone, this one more orange. In the Stay All Day 16-hour wear one, I have it in 40 soft almond, like I said, and then this one is 110 medium beige. But I'm convinced that they're basically the same product, just in different packaging. I could be wrong. I looked high and low for this one, like I said, so I just grabbed one that I thought would match my skin tone. I think it's still too dark for me. I'm just going to use the same brush for it that I used yesterday, and then I have a clean brush for the other one. So I think I'm actually going to put it on this side just because I have a slight breakout on this side and I don't want to perpetuate that with putting this on. I'm gonna just do, I did 1.5 pumps over there, which is probably too much. I just want enough to like coat my brush in. I've already added primer. The smell of it is exactly the same as the previous product, but it might just be the way Essence foundations smell. That could all be similar, but that's what kind of triggered the memory in my brain. I literally was really happy with the wear time yesterday. I laughed at myself every time I looked in the mirror because my neck was such a different color, and I had brought it down my neck up to here, so there was a stark contrast. You can't see it as well with the lights and everything on me, but there is a stark difference. But in the summer I go a little bit more of a golden brown, so I'm hoping that this will match me then. So this is what it's looking like currently on the skin, just a reminder. And then that's with nothing. I kind of now get, I don't know why I didn't fully see it yesterday, but why it's called a natural matte, because there still is, as you can see, the light hit over there, there's still a slight sheen, but it's not fully dewy or luminous. And I actually like the way it looks from afar. Coming up close, you can see the same imperfections that I had yesterday though. So next we'll use the Stay All Day 16-hour long-lasting foundation. Forgot to mention that when I tested this, I put it on the back of my hand, then I went to go wash it with soap and water, and literally it barely came off, so I actually had to scrub it. So it is fairly waterproof, provided that you don't have as much oils coming through as I do. The color difference is quite stark, as you can see, but I'm still just going to put it on my face. Normally I would mix this with a lighter foundation. I don't think it matters. Today, look at that, pure orange. I'm going to look like a traffic cone. So it smells exactly the same. However, this one seems to be a bit more spreadable. I did take the exact same amount though. Okay, so this is it applied all over the face. So just a reminder, we have the Stay All Day 16-hour wear on this side and the I Love Flawless Skin on this side. Can you see a difference? I could see a clear color difference, but I cannot see an actual difference. And I'm convinced that they're actually the same product in different packaging. Even the description, the I Love Flawless Skin Foundation says, full coverage and long-lasting foundation, lightweight texture with a natural matte finish, does not clog pores, SPF 20, shake well before use. Then the Stay All Day 16-hour long-lasting foundation, it says, silky light and high coverage, provides a flawless and matte complexion, shake well before use. So the only thing this one doesn't have is SPF. I'm convinced it's the same product and they're just selling it to us in different packaging. Food for thought there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my makeup and then I'll give you my final thoughts and we can close up this video because it goes up tomorrow. So believe it or not, in typical Zanine fashion, I filmed the whole last clip and I forgot to turn on my sound. My foolishness, shall I say, because obviously I turn off and on the camera and I don't want my mic to die, so I've been turning it on and off. Yeah, forgot to do that. So this is the final look that we came up with. Let me know if you can see that I'm wearing two different foundations because I cannot. It's exactly the same. I don't know why I did such a dark grungy look. Maybe it's because the weather is really bad, but this is what I did today. Do I recommend? The thing is, these are interchangeable. If you have this, you don't need this. If you have this, you don't need this. You do not need both of these products because they're essentially the exact same thing. Pros and cons, I would say, of this, because this is what we're focusing on. I'd say that I don't like that it obviously is irritating my skin quite a bit the longer it stayed on. I'm not entirely sure what that ingredient is in it. It could be the fragrance, it could be a bunch of stuff, but to have two spots on my face shows me that it must be this because the rest of the products I use on the daily because it is part of my project pan. I also do not like the way it sits in my pores, but that's not the foundation's fault. It is my skin. I would essentially rather use a serum foundation or something more luminous or something more dewy because I have enlarged pores and I feel like matte foundations sit in it. I wouldn't say that it is drying, but it doesn't sit well on dry skin. Pros, so things I do like about it is definitely that it's not flat matte or dry matte. Like I said, it's not essentially drying. So it's not like typical matte foundations that make you look dry and cakey. It actually has a more slightly luminous finish, which I did appreciate. Do you need it? I would say no. It depends on your preference. If you do need a matte foundation and you're running low, get one of these. Like I said, same thing. So you can get one of these. Don't, no. But I think there are better foundations, even from Essence, in my opinion. Like, I'm not sure if they even make this anymore, but it is the Essence Fresh and Fit Foundation with vitamin complex E and niacinamide. This doesn't have any skincare ingredients in it. It only has SPF in it, which could essentially also be the reason why my skin is irritated. But with all that being said, I think it just depends on your preferences. My preference is something more dewy, like this is Fresh and Fit. So it's not fully matte, and I really love this on my skin. Again, you know, typical from Essence is their shades. Yeah, this one says for a natural glow, which is what I appreciate. I want it to look a bit more skin-like because I do always powder it down. It does have a fairly good wear time, but I would suggest just wearing it for 6 to 8 hours. Anything longer, I think you're messing around with your skin, because like I said, that is kind of when I started noticing it, was when I had 1 hour left on my timer. I was like, it's feeling uncomfortable. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you guys would like to see in future videos. I am going to do a few full face of, and I think I might start with Essence because I have a fair few products from them. There's Revlon, Catrice, Maybelline. Whatever you think you would want to see a full face of, let me know down in the comments. Like I said, also just consider that I am in South Africa and we don't have everything available for us. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had fun doing it. I will see you all in next week's video. So for now, bye guys.